In this video, we're going all in. We're recreating some of the most epic special moves straight out of the BeyBladex anime. We're talking mode changes, crazy gimmicks, and even jumping attacks that will leave your jaw on the floor. It's fast, it's wild, and it's real, so strap in because we're bringing anime level battles to real life. This is part 3 of our insane BeyBladex special move series, so if you haven't seen part 1 and part 2 yet, the links will be in the description box down below. So without further ado, let's get right into the special moves. Okay, so our first special move is called Extreme Dash Giant Bretching. This special move is done by Whale Wave, and so what this special move is it basically does an extreme dash. But this is not a regular extreme dash. If you guys don't know, Whale Wave comes with Elevate, and so the gimmick of Elevate is it basically, when it does an extreme dash, well, the bed actually doesn't touch the stadium floor. So Whale Wave can do extreme dashes more efficiently and not waste a lot of stamina. So I actually have the Beyblade wiki right here so I can perform these special moves as accurately as possible. And here in the description of the special move, it just says that Whale Wave has to do an extreme dash and then it smashes into the opponent. So I'll just consider that after the extreme dash, Whale Wave has to get an extreme finish in order for the special move to be valid. The Elevate bit is actually quite tricky because most of the time it actually doesn't do an extreme dash. It just follows the rail without connecting with the gears. So we'll have to pay attention to see if Whale Wave actually did an extreme dash. And Whale Wave is gonna go against Golem Rock. So the reason why I chose Golem Rock is that it's pretty stable, doesn't really move that much, so it stays in the middle, so it's really easier to get an extreme finish, but now we got an over finish, so it doesn't count. Okay, come on, get an extreme dash. So as I said, the Elevate bit just kind of follows the rail, it doesn't actually connect most of the time. So it doesn't really speed up and get an extreme dash. Oh, it got a burst finish, but it wasn't an extreme finish nor an extreme dash. Some of these special moves take forever to perform, so please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel. Come on, Whale Wave. Extreme dash. Yes. Oh, it did an extreme dash, but it did not get an extreme finish. And also, most of these battles are going to be cut halfway through because if Whale Wave doesn't get an extreme dash in the first seconds when it has a lot of stamina, it's impossible for it to get an extreme dash when it runs out of stamina. Yes. I did an extreme dash, but it missed the attack. Okay, so I've been trying to perform the special move for about 20 minutes and it just does not work against Golem Rock. So let's change it up for Night Mail. So Night Mail, more like Nightmare. I've had no luck with it too, so let's switch it up for Perseus Dark. Oh no, it was so close. Oh my god. I'm actually feeling pretty good about Perseus Dark. I think Perseus Dark might be the one. Yes! Oh my god, finally! Oh my god, this is such a relief. We can now finally move on to our next special move. Our next special move is called the Shadow That Cannot Be Touched. And it's used by Shinobi Shadow. So this special move consists of Shinobi Shadow parrying the opponent's attack and making it seem as it never occurred. And I'm not kidding, it's literally what's written. So you might be wondering, cool time, the special move is super easy. Shinobi Shadow just has to defend the attacks and just win. Well, oh boy, you'd be wrong. Because if you know anything about Shinobi Shadow, you know that this bait is super good at losing. So for this special move, I'm going to be using Dran Sword because Dran Sword is the most basic attack type. Big hits, okay. And yep, as I said, it is really good at losing. And also I forgot to mention that I will consider the special move to be valid only when Shinobi Shadow gets a spin finish. So if Shinobi wins by a burst, extreme, or over finish, I will not consider the special move to be valid. Because in the special move they say that Shinobi Shadow parries the attacks and makes them seem as they never occurred. And so what that means for me is that Shinobi Shadow needs to defend against all the attacks and drain all the stamina of Duran's sword. Okay. Oh, I think it might win. Come on, let's go, Shinobi. Please don't scrape. And yes, it won. It did the special move. Thankfully, the special move was a bit easier than the Whale Wave one, and we can move on to our next special move. Our next special move is called Glimmering Stars, and it's used by Samurai Saber. So this special move consists of Samurai Saber doing some barrage attacks and then getting a final strike. So from what I understand is that Samurai Saber needs to do some barrage attacks, which means multiple attacks, but they're not too strong. And then towards the end of battle, it needs to get one attack and win with that one attack. So it either needs to get a burst, an extreme, or an over finish at the last seconds of a battle, because a spin finish is easy to get. And for the opponent, we have Hell's Hammer. And as I've said, it needs to be a barrage of attacks, so it can now win only using 1 or 2 attacks. Okay, alright. Can I get an over finish? Or an extreme or a burst? I don't think so. And it doesn't count. Those hits were so strong that one of these screws of the Hell's Hammer ratchet actually flew off. Okay, so I think I'll count that because it did a bunch of attacks in the beginning and then got an extreme finish. So yeah, I will count that as the Glimmering Stars special move. Okay, so our next special move is called Extra Shoot Crimson Maneuver, and it's used with Crimson Garuda. And this special move is actually pretty easy. So basically, if you don't know, Crimson Garuda comes with the trans point bit, and the gimmick of this bit is you can change the height. And so what the special move is, once it does an extreme dash, it needs to change its height. And that's basically it. And it also needs to win. And it's going to go against Golem Rock. So we're going to be starting off with the high mode. So it needs to do an extreme dash, change its height to the low mode, and then win against Golem Rock. And if you haven't noticed already, this Crimson Garuda is fake from the Flame brand. And the trans point bit is pretty weird. It is actually the small ball is actually sticking out way more than it should. So it makes it pretty hard to do an extreme dash. But let's hope it's not too hard. Oh, it did a lot actually. Oh, and that was a clean over finish. And let's see if it changed its mode. Okay, it's still in the high mode. I don't know if it changed its mode and then came back. But unfortunately, this does not count as the special move because it did not change its mode. At least I don't think so. So we'll have to redo it. Okay, it did the smallest extreme dash right here and got an extreme finish. Let's see if it changed its mode. And yes, it did. Okay, so that was super lucky. I don't know if some of you guys consider it as an extreme dash, but I will because it connected here. So this was the easiest special move so far. It only took us 2 tries, and we can move on to our next special move. Okay, so our next special move is actually the most epic special move in this video. It's called Air Ride Extreme Dash. So this special move is actually used with the Aero Stadium in the anime, which is the equivalent of the new Drop Attack Stadium from Hasbro. So the bays just climb up the elevated extreme rail, and then they smash into the opponent from above for a powerful extreme dash. So unfortunately, I don't have the drop attack stadium from Hasbro, but there is a pretty cool mod that you can do using the TT stadium or even the standard Hasbro stadium to make your base jump while doing an extreme dash. So to perform this mod, it's actually super simple. You only need a small piece of cardboard and then you place it underneath the extreme rail, just like that. And now the extreme rail is actually elevated. And so now when the base perform an extreme dash, they jump. So from what I understand, any Bay can perform this special move in the anime while using the Aero Stadium. So I will be using Phoenix Wing for this special move because Phoenix Wing is a bird, and what do birds do? Well, they fly. And also for the special move to be valid, Phoenix Wing needs to get an extreme finish. And let's actually do it against Phoenix Sweater so that we have 2 red birds. Ooh, big hit, but it did not get an extreme finish. And what is Phoenix Sweater doing? I think this might be the new meta. Okay, I actually think that was it. It did jump and it did get an extreme finish. Now let's move on to our last special move. Our last special move is called Extreme Dash Toxic Thrust. And this special move is used by Scorpio Spear. So the Beyblade Wiki doesn't actually have a description on the special move, but I think I do know what it is. So Scorpio Spear actually has 2 modes, and this mode actually changes once it does an extreme dash. So it starts in defense/stamina mode, and once it does an extreme dash, it moves to the attack mode. So this special move is very similar to the Crimson Garuda one. It needs to do an extreme dash, change its mode, and then win. And Scorpio is gonna go against Wizard Arc. And we have a burst finish. Oh, and we have a self burst. Okay, extreme dash. It changed its mode. Now it has to win, and we have a burst. Okay. Now it just needs to win, but it lost all of its spin. Oh, can still win. It actually won. So I will consider that as a success. Thank you guys so much for watching this video till the end. I really hope you guys enjoyed. This video took me hours to make, so thank you to each and every single person who watched it all the way through. This was Cool Time, and I'll see you in the next video.